are your skill sets? What are your talents? What is it that you're good at? And how can you do more of it? How can you amplify it? How can you make it so that someone is like, wow, I really want to pay a premium price in order to work with you? How I got to this point in my business where I am now generating about 6 figures per month. Yes, so we're going to get into it right now. Hey, Courtney Sanders here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to me, I'm a full-time online life and business coach, as well as wife and mom. I wear all the hats and do all the things, and I've been doing all the things all week, but I've been doing all the things from amazing South Africa. Yes, I am currently in Cape Town, hosting my very first international retreat. And so, I wasn't gonna leave this place without shooting some YouTube videos with this amazing scenery. So we did one YouTube video in my hotel suite, which was basically an apartment. I don't even feel right calling it a suite. It's really an amazing room, right? Living room, bathroom, walk-in, all that stuff. But here at the hotel, we're at the hotel's Melrose Gallery. So they have a beautiful art setting here. And I just love this hotel. I'm definitely gonna be hosting the retreat here next time. All the scenery, all the artwork, just amazing views. I could go on and on. So I wanted you to check out some amazing South African artwork while I get into today's topic. But I thought today's topic would be fun because in my previous video, I talked about how I get repeat clients. And in fact, I have many repeat clients who are joining me here on this very South African retreat. And so one of my former clients who has been in many programs of mine, she was asking me questions about how I got to this point in my business where I am now generating about 6 figures per month. Yes, so for those of you who don't know what 6 figures is, that's at least 100K per month. And so she wanted to know, what was the pathway, what was the trajectory that I took in order to get my business to a place where 100K per month is our baseline. And so it was a really great conversation. She was taking notes and I was like, well, why don't I share this with my online community? And so we're gonna get into it right now. All right, the first thing that I told her, and then I'm gonna tell you, if you wanna get to a place where you are generating 6 figures or even more per month in your business, is that you have to start to transition to higher value offers. So before, when I was doing 6 figures a year, not 6 figures a month, I had a lot of small trainings, right? And there's nothing wrong with this. I still have some of these trainings in my product suite, but it was a lot of $19 ebooks, a $47 class, and I had a lot of different offerings, but most of them were under $100, certainly under $200. And while we often feel like, oh, this will be great, this is super, cheap, affordable, inexpensive, and people are gonna buy these things up, what often happens is you don't make as many sales as you think you're gonna make. I think that's the #1 mistake or fallacy that people have when they get into online business. They think, wow, if I wanna make a lot of sales, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, create something that's worth $100, and because it's $100, everybody's gonna buy it, and so I'm gonna sell it to 100 people, and therefore I'm gonna be able to make $100,000 a month. And while that's certainly possible, especially if you have an extremely large audience, for most people that's not going to be the case. And so really I got on this journey in about 2019, 2020, where I really started focusing on transitioning my offers to higher value offers. And so 2020 was the first year that I came out with my first 5-figure offer. So it's actually more than that now. I remember it was $20,000 for a year to work with me. Again, I charge more than that now just for a quarter. To work with me one-on-one. But at the time I was like, oh my goodness, who is gonna pay for this? And I could not believe I had people lining up to pay me $20,000. They were like, I've been waiting on you to do something like this. I wanted to do something more substantial, more higher value. I wanted greater access to you and I really appreciate this. They're like, I've been seeing you do the ebooks and the small courses and I haven't been buying because I don't want it, right? I want this 20K offer. And I know many of you watching this are gonna be like, that's insane, who would do that? Trust me, there are a lot of people. In fact, I'm one of those people, right? I paid recently $55,000 to be a part of a mastermind because I wanted that close proximity and I wanted that access. And so there's other people who want that high proximity from you. And so you're gonna have to think about, what are your skill sets? What are your talents? What is it that you're good at? And how can you do more of it? How can you amplify it? How can you make it so that someone is like, wow, I really wanna pay a premium price in order to work with you? And so a lot of people, when they hear these numbers, they focus on just the high price. How can I create something that's a higher price? But me, I focus on higher value. And this is gonna be subtle, but it's a really significant distinction, because if you focus on higher value, you can automatically charge a higher price. Where if you focus on higher price, maybe the value isn't gonna be there because you're just like, how can I get XYZ for this? So really focus on how you can increase the value and understand that the price will increase accordingly. The next thing that I focused on after I was able to have higher value offers is I really focused on blowing up my brand. And I know a lot of people, they jump to, oh, how can I make more sales? But I knew that if I wanted people to choose me over others in my industry, or they really wanted to, have a connection with me, then I needed to focus on making my brand as authentically me as possible so that I could attract my ideal clients and repel everyone else. And so if I focused on that kind of high value offer in 2019/2020, I focused on the brand development around 2020, 2021. In fact, I redid my logo, I updated my branding, and I just made everything I did, whether it was the quality of these videos or my Instagram reels or the colors, or even just how I showed up in the different types of packages that I created, I made sure that everything was reminiscent of my brand. And so I see many of you all's comments, you're like, oh my goodness, I love your videos, I love the mood, the lighting, all of that. Every little thing that I do in my brand is very, very strategic, and it's very, very specific to me. And so that was my focus, and that helped me move on to the next step that helped me get to 100K per month. All right, so the third thing that I focused on after I got that high value offer together, I really blew up my brand so that when people landed on my content, they were like, oh, we love the way this feels, the way this looks, we love everything that she's got going on. I then focused on creating a client attraction system. This is huge. So many people have beautiful brands, they have amazing offers, but they have no way to get in front of their ideal client. And so I really focused on really amping up that engine to help me generate new sales and get in front of new prospects. And in fact, if that's the phase you're at right now and you're like, man, how can I create something that's gonna help me attract new clients? I have a free masterclass called my Client Attraction Masterclass that you can join by clicking the link below that walks you through this entire process of how I built this system that literally runs behind the scenes, even to this day right now, to help me bring new people, get new people into my brand, and ultimately close the sale. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and click the link below to sign up for that Client Attraction Masterclass. All right, so once I had my client attraction system set up, I had this, beautiful banging brand, and I had this high value offer, the next thing that I needed to do was operationalize my sales. And I did this in two parts. So last year, so this was 2022, I operationalized my sales from the standpoint as I focused on getting new clients to my existing offers. So I focused on building my system and just making sure that anyone who was new to me, who was coming into my world, eventually got introduced to my existing offer. And so now we kind of have that on automation. Anyone who comes into my world, they join my Instagram, they see what's going on. At some point, once they're in my universe, they're going to see the different offers that I have and then have an opportunity to purchase them. So that was my focus last year, 2022. This year, for 2023, I've been focusing on getting my new offers to my existing customers. So hopefully you see the difference there, right? Last year, I focused on getting new customers to existing offers. This year, I focused on getting existing customers to new offers. That's my focus for 2023, because you might have clients who, purchase from you one time, but what if you have amazing new things that they might be interested in? In fact, I talk about this in detail in my video all about how to create repeat customers, repeat clients, which is how I'm even able to do this retreat, because many of the clients that are here on this retreat with me are people who have invested in other programs, multiple programs in the past. And so most people don't realize that your business really has two parts of it that need to be operating. Again, you need to be attracting those new clients, and you need to be enrolling them into your existing offers. But even after someone has made the sale with you once, they need to be buying from you over and over again. And so that's where you come up with new offers for your existing clients. And that's what I've been really focused on this year. In fact, I have a lot of new trainings. I had the package that came out, Worthy of Wealth. As I'm recording this, I'm getting ready to launch my program Engage, which is all about how to create highly engaging content. So if you're interested in any of those things, we'll include the links in the description box. But again, you want to operationalize your sales, and I find that you do this in two parts. The first part is you got to focus on getting those new clients to your existing offers, and once that's operationalized, it's kind of running and handled, and you don't have to worry about it, then you want to transition to focusing on getting your existing clients to new offers, meaning coming up with new things to really delight and surprise the people who have already paid you and who are already rocking with you. All right, thanks so much for watching this video all the way from amazing, sunny Cape Town, South Africa. Again, check out the other video that I did that shows the amazing behind the scenes. But if you love this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you can't wait for my next video, make sure that you are also subscribed to my podcast, The Courtney Sanders Show, on both iTunes and Spotify. And if you can't wait for my next podcast episode or my next YouTube video, make sure you are following me on Instagram. In fact, you can catch even more behind the scenes of this amazing trip and this amazing retreat all the way from South Africa. Hopefully you'll join me next year. But in the the meantime, check me out on my next video and I'll see you then. Bye.